MathKlik.
Mabuhay! How are the factors of sum or difference of two cubes obtained? Is the process of factoring a difference of two cubes the same as factoring a difference of two squares? This lesson is about factoring sum or difference of two cubes. The process of factoring a difference of two cubes is different from the process of factoring a difference of two squares. Kung inyong matatandaan, sa pag-factor ng difference of two squares, kinukuha natin ang square root ng a squared at b squared. At ang mga ito ang ginagamit nating terms ng dalawang binomial factors, isang sum at isang difference. Ang mga factors ng difference of two cubes ay isang binomial at isang trinomial. How did we arrive at these factors? Let me explain. Consider this big solid cube wrapped in a blue paper. Each side of the cube measures A units. That is, its length is A, its height is A, and its width is A. Hence, its volume is A cube. This cube is composed of 4 neatly stacked smaller prisms. Let's unwrap the cube to reveal the 4 prisms. Are you ready? Okay. Box content, reveal. Now, let's analyze this cube. It is made up of 4 lightly colored prisms: orange, yellow, green, and blue prisms. Let's detach these prisms to one another to see clearly their dimensions. The orange prism is actually a small cube with each side measuring B units. Hence, its volume is B cube. The yellow prism has sides A minus B, B, and B units. Hence, its volume is B squared, quantity A minus B. The green prism has sides A minus B, and B units. Hence, its volume is AB, quantity A minus B. And the blue prism has sides A, and A minus B units. Hence, its volume is A squared times the quantity A minus B. Remember, these prisms came from a blue cube with volume A cube. If we add up all the volumes of the 4 prisms, it should sum up to A cube. That is, A cube is equal to B cube plus A squared times A minus B plus AB quantity A minus B plus B squared times the quantity A minus B. Now let's find an expression for A cube minus B cube. We can do this by subtracting B cube from both sides, so that A cube minus B cube is equal to A squared quantity A minus B plus AB quantity A minus B plus B squared quantity A minus B. Notice the existence of a common factor. Let's factor out A minus B. The other factor can be obtained by dividing each term by A minus B. Hence, A cube minus B cube is equal to quantity A minus B times the quantity A squared plus AB plus B squared. Take note of the factored form of the difference of two cubes. One factor is a binomial, the other factor is a trinomial. Similarly, the factors of the sum of two cubes is a binomial and a trinomial. They are easy to memorize. In factoring a difference of cubes, the binomial is also a difference, while the middle term of the trinomial is positive. In factoring a sum of cubes, the binomial is also a sum, while the middle term of the trinomial is negative. The first and second terms of the binomial factor is simply the cube roots of the terms of the given expression. The first term of the trinomial factor is simply the square of the first term of the binomial factor. And the third term of the trinomial factor is the square of the second term of the binomial factor. Finally, the middle term of the trinomial factor is the product of the first and the second term of the binomial factor. Let's apply these observations in factoring the expression x cubed minus 8. The factored form is a product of a binomial and a trinomial. Since the operation between the cubes is subtraction, use difference in the binomial. The first term of the binomial is the cube root of x cubed, which is x. The second term of the binomial is the cube root of 8, which is 2. For the trinomial factor, the first term is the square of the first term of the binomial factor, which is x squared. Since the binomial factor is a difference, the middle term of the trinomial factor must be the positive product of the terms of the binomial factors. The product is 2x. Finally, the third term is the square of the second term of the binomial factor, which is 4. Therefore, the factored form of x cubed minus 8 is quantity x minus 2 times the quantity x squared plus 2x plus 4. Pag-aralan natin itong susunod na example. Factor 64x cubed plus 27y cubed. Iporma natin ang binomial at trinomial factors. Since the operation between the cubes is addition, use sum in the binomial. Take the cube root of the terms 64x cubed and 27y cubed to form the binomial factor. The cube root of 64x cubed is 4x. The cube root of 27y cubed is 3y. Dahil addition ng cubes, addition din ang binomial. Thus, the binomial factor is 4x plus 3y. Next, we form the trinomial factor. Take the square of 4x. The square is 16x squared. Since it is a sum of cubes, the middle term must be negative. Take the product of 4x and 3y. Their product is 12xy, but make it negative. Finally, take the square of 3y. The square of 3y is 9y squared. Therefore, the factored form of 64x cubed plus 27y cubed is 4x plus 3y times the quantity 16x squared minus 12xy plus 9y squared. Let's discuss this last example. Factor completely 64a to the 12 minus b to the 6 c to the 6. iporma natin ang binomial at trinomial factors. At dahil subtraction ng cubes, subtraction din ang binomial. Take the cube root of the terms 64a to the 12 and b to the 6, c to the 6 to form the binomial factor. The cube root of 64a to the 12 is 4a to the 4th. The cube root of b to the 6, c to the 6 is b squared, c squared. Thus, the binomial factor is 4a to the 4th minus b squared, c squared. Next, let's form the trinomial factor. Take the square of the term 4a to the 4th. The square is 16a to the 8th. Since the binomial is a difference, the middle term must be positive. Take the product of 4a to the 4th and b squared c squared, and their product is 4a to the 4th b squared c squared. Next, take the square of the term b squared c squared. The square is b to the 4th c to the 4th. But wait, we are not yet done. Look at the binomial 4a to the 4th minus b squared c squared. Notice that it is a difference of squares, meaning that factor is still factorable. Thus, the complete factorization of 64a to the 12 minus b to the 6 c to the 6 is quantity 2a squared plus bc times the quantity 2a squared minus bc times the quantity 16a to the 8th plus 4a to the 4th b squared c squared plus b to the 4th c to the 4th. Now, try this. Factor the expression 64 plus 27k cubed. The factored form is quantity 4 plus 3k times the quantity 16 minus 12k plus 9k squared. Factor the expression 125g cubed minus 64h cubed. The factored form is quantity 5g minus 4h times the quantity 25g squared plus 20gh plus 4h squared. For more matitinik tips, just click MathKlik. And please, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell for our next video lesson. See ya!